This is a Lensun solar panel, and in today's video we're going to be unboxing it, installing it, and reviewing it. Let's get right into it. Alrighty, so this video is going to be broken up into 3 different sections: the unboxing, the installation, and the review. I get it, sometimes you're just interested in just the unboxing, or just the review, or just the installation. Whatever it may be, I'm going to timestamp everything, that way you can just go to whatever you need and you don't have to watch the entire video of me rambling like I'm doing currently. Nonetheless, let's get right into the unboxing. Real quick, I just checked their website. They have crazy deals going on right now. I'm not sure why. I don't know how long it's going to last, but it's definitely a limited time offer. Since you're watching this video, you get an additional 5% off at checkout when you use my affiliate code. I will link everything down below in the description, step by step, on how to get the best deal on this solar panel. Let's get into the video. I don't know how many people are interested in just this box alone, but let's go inside and see what it has. We get 2 rolls of double-sided tape, and we also get a very, very nice squeegee. This squeegee has some felt on one of the sides. That way you're not damaging the vinyl when you're installing it. Next up, you have the main module, and this thing is an absolute unit. Now, there are a few cables that are coming from this module, so let me tell you what those are. First and foremost, you have a red power cable that's going to be going directly to your battery, and then you also have a ground that's going to go, well, wherever you can ground it in your truck. There are also 2 cables, a female and a male end, that are going to be connecting directly to the solar panel, but we'll get to that later. And lastly, I think this is super neat that they added this, an extra power and an extra ground cable. That way, if you want to add any accessories later down the line, you have the option to do that. And last but definitely not least, a set of really, really good instructions. Now, I've done a lot of installs, I've done a lot of modifications, and these instructions are probably one of the best that I've ever received. So when you get them, make sure you read them, because they have a ton of information. So when you first open up the book, you do get, like a company profile. This is really good. It's worth the read. And then you also get a little bit of the module assembly line, kind of going through how it works and what they do. And then they also talk about how their factory has professional testing, which is pretty sweet. Where it gets cool is these pictures. Like I said, I've been looking at these for a while now. This is so sick. So you got a 4Runner, you got a Toyota Tacoma, you got a Tundra, you got an FJ Cruiser, you got a Land Cruiser, which this thing looks like a Tacoma. I might be wrong. Then you got the Land Cruiser 200, which is pretty sweet. Toyota, Team Toyota. And then it goes through all the vehicles that they have, which is pretty nice. One that I didn't expect, a RAV4, kind of cool. Fortuner? Do you know what that is? I don't. Yeah, this thing is really cool. So the Tundra, which is what we got, we're in the 2nd gen without the scoop. So we're at 90 watts. It's crazy that a Hilux can get 110. We only got 90. So this is where it gets interesting for me, because I'm really involved in just Toyota, but then you can see all of these sick Jeeps, and I'm like, Jeeps are pretty cool. This is crazy. A CRV. My mom had a CRV. If she had a solar panel, that would be pretty cool. Honda Accord is the craziest one I've found so far. Like, out of everything I've seen, the Honda Accord is so funny to me that they have a solar panel. It's cool, but I don't know how much they would actually need it. Check out this. The Jimny. They also got blanket solar panels, which is pretty cool. Put it on the ground. It doesn't necessarily have to be mounted anywhere, which is really nice. Oh yeah, down here. Portable, foldable, lightweight, durable, efficient. Very nice. Check out this Tacoma 4Runner. The Tacoma is kind of like what we're gonna look like, because it's white on black. Everybody here looks to be running King suspension. We're still on stock suspension, but that's all right. It's okay. Next up, we got the vinyl. Vinyl. I am super nervous. I'm super excited. I've seen some people install this and they made it seem really simple, so we'll see. One thing I will say is I'm about to take this out and flatten it. Since it comes curled up, I want to make it flat. I just want to give myself the best chance at success. Now for the solar panel. This thing has me super excited. Let's take a look at this bad boy. A plus packaging. Looking good. Also, quick side note, this shipped and arrived really quick. I'm not sure where their warehouse is. Wherever it is, they got it to me fast. I'm not sure how fast it got here, but it got here fast. Bada boom, bada bing. This thing is packaged really well. Everything is taped pretty nicely. you can see where the wiring is. And then they also include these little clips. These little clips allow you to manage your wires a lot better, which is really nice. But that's enough blabbering. Let's see this solar panel. I'm not even sure how I'm supposed to open this, but I'm going about it this way. I've never had a solar panel before, but if I were to imagine what a good solar panel would look like, it'd be this. This is very nice. Solar panels. Just super, super sick. Whoa. I probably shouldn't do that. All right, now I just want to sit it on the truck and see. Honestly though, I think we're gonna be pretty good. I'm gonna have to put a lot of adhesive on the outsides, right here, on the outsides, and then up top, I should also put a bunch. That looks so sick. It makes the truck look so much better. Now we're gonna put the vinyl wrap on the hood of the truck, and I gotta say, it is way easier than I expected. Now, if you haven't ever installed vinyl, don't worry, because I haven't either, and I was still able to get this on there dang near perfect. Now, a very important point is make sure you wash the hood before you do the installation. I didn't show it in this video, but I took the truck out and I washed it maybe 20-30 minutes to make sure I got all the dirt and all the grime off of the truck to ensure a proper installation. Now that I'm a professional vinyl installer, let me give you a little bit of a tip. Soapy water. When I was watching videos online, people said use soapy water. I didn't know how much to use, so I just started with a little bit. Start with more. It just makes it a lot easier to put the vinyl down, see if you like where it's at. If you don't, you can still move it. But if you don't use enough soapy water, then it'll start to stick and it can turn into a hassle pretty quick. Another professional tip here, with the vinyl and the squeegee, make sure you're starting from the middle. You don't want to push any of the air bubbles into the middle. You want to push everything out as best as possible. Now, we're not professionals, okay? I'm just joking if you haven't caught on. You're going to have some bubbles. I just went out there and I still have some now, but honestly, I don't mind. What I recommend is trying to get them out as best as you can with a heat gun, or you can also get a little needle and pop the air bubbles. Some people are against this since it does damage the vinyl, but really it just depends on you. It's a truck for me. I use it, abuse it, and I don't care if the vinyl has a little bubble in it. So my goal is to put as much double-sided tape as I can right here. Then here on the sides, and then here, and then the middle. The truck kind of curves a little bit, so I'm not sure how well this middle is going to adhere. That's why I'm more worried about where it is going to adhere to go heavy. So let's get started here. So this is my solar panel. I got carried away. Looks kind of like a messed up house, but I don't want this to go flying. I've seen a lot of other installs where they just had like one, and I mean, they haven't posted that it flew off, so I guess they're fine, but I think with this, we should be all right. We'll test it out, we'll see. Oh, crud. All right, here, this is what I'm thinking. Can you grab this side real quick? Mm-hmm. Let her go. Oh no.
No?
No. Ah, crap. All right, so now we're just trying to get this glue to adhere as best as it can. It's the next day. I left some weight on the hood of the truck for like 10 hours. I forgot. I was supposed to be rotating it every 30 minutes, but I mean, yeah, it's on there. It's on there. So right about here is where most people mount it. They'll just screw right into here, as I did with my aux beam switch panel. The only problem to that is the aux beam switch panel is there. So I think momentarily double-sided tape to here. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not entirely sure how good of an idea that is, but as of right now, I don't have another choice. Hey, buddy. Get off. You're not being friendly. You can run it to any ground wire. On a Toyota Tundra though, I'm using this one. You can see here, just put it in between there and then tighten that bad boy down. And we got a green light and a yellow light. Let's see what that means. Okay, yellow on, battery is normal. Green on, solar panel is correctly connected but not charged. So these are the cables coming from the actual solar panel. And these are the ones that are connected to the module. So it really is, there's only one way they can go in. And you just put them into, you hear the clip, and you're good to go. Now you can start working on wiring these things and cleaning up all this excess wire that we have. So let me see how I want to wire this. So I already have some of my ditch lights wiring through here. So I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to put it straight down through there. Connect them here. Okay. I think that looks fine. I don't know. I mean, how often am I actually gonna open the hood? And I'm okay with that being there? I think that's fine. I think that's fine. Okay. I'm just gonna zip tie all this up and then we're done. That's crazy. Okay. All right, so what I want to do now is actually download the application. App download Solar Life. Solar Life. It says not charging. Let me put this thing out in the sun and let's see what happens then. All right, so we're in the truck now. Solar panels over there looking absolutely awesome. And we're getting some wattage, if you will. So we're at 14 volts for the battery, and then we're charging at 77.5 watts, which is okay. I mean, it's good, but I was just at 90. So I think if I move the truck, I might be able to get a little bit more. So let's try that. So right here, I'm at 87, but I can't just park in the middle of the road. So I like this. So it's actually accurate. So it's 14 volts, right? But you see all these buttons. So the top 3 are for all my lights up front, and then I have some lights out back. So if I turn them all on, the battery did take a hit. It's at 13.8. So this is my first time actually getting some speed with the solar panel mounted. We're going 45, and well, she's holding on. So I guess we're all right. It doesn't look like it's moving at all to me. Does it look like it's moving to you?
No.
Yeah, dude, that thing is on there. Good. Also, the wattage is fluctuating. The highest I've gotten was like 90.5, and then right now we're at 45. So that's pretty cool that it's just consistently charging your battery, which is really nice. What is this and what does it do? I had that exact question about 2 years ago when I was at a Walmart and I saw another vehicle with this exact solar panel. It wasn't a Toyota Tundra, but it was a Lensun solar panel. Ever since then, this has been on my bucket list. I had no idea what it did though. I thought it looked really, really cool. It's a solar panel. And what it does is it turns sunlight into usable power for your truck. Now that gives you the ability to run things like a fridge, lights, and other accessories without killing your battery. You guys know what it feels like to go outside, try to turn on your car or truck, and it not start. It sucks, it's embarrassing, and it's not fun. With this solar panel, it's made to prevent that. So here are some real world scenarios. Whenever I go camping, I usually camp at like a state campground, somewhere where there's other people, because I'm scared to camp alone. And sometimes at night, I would like to light up my campground with the lights off of my truck. I've done this before, but I need to turn on my truck. And if you don't know, a V8 with a loud exhaust turning on at like 11 at night when people are trying to sleep, well, it's not the best. So I've always been that guy. Whenever I'm at camp, I turn on the truck, it roars to life, and now everyone's like, who's the dork? Now I can just turn on the ignition, and I don't power on the truck, but I can still use my lights and not have to worry about the truck being dead, because the solar panel, usually we're camping 2-3 days, the solar panel is going to keep the battery topped off. I'm not going to run the lights for 4 hours. I'm just going to turn them on to get around, do some things, and then I'll turn them off. And that's a-okay. That's what this solar panel is meant for. Another thing, I'm not sure if this has happened to you. It probably has. Give me 1 second. This power bank is my main source of electricity whenever I go camping. And I always forget to charge it. Now, this power bank comes with adapters and connections that I can connect directly to this solar panel. Whenever I get to camp and I realize that I need to use this, I'm already at camp and I can't use this to charge itself. Campsites don't have electricity, but guess what? My truck can provide a trickle charge to this. Obviously, I don't think it's going to charge it from 0 to 100, but it'll give it enough juice to get me through the night. Usually I just charge my phone, or yeah, that's about it. I just charge my phone. Not only that though, this solar panel also opened the door to another modification that I want to do. I don't know how soon I'll do it, but I really want to do it. I also want to mount a refrigerator. A lot of the time when I go camping, I buy a ton of ice, put it in my cooler, and then when I get to camp, it's just water. So I probably should buy a better cooler, but with this, I can just buy a good refrigerator. And with the solar panel, I won't have to worry about the battery dying or the refrigerator not getting enough power. This solar panel is multi-purpose, which is really nice. So why did I go with a hood-mounted solar panel instead of maybe one that I could have got on top of a roof rack? Now, to be honest, I don't have a roof rack. So I would have to spend like $1,000 on a roof rack, drill holes into my roof, and then get a solar panel. Or you can just get a solar panel. Not only that, whenever I turn on these ditch lights, before the light would reflect really bad off of this white paint. But now having this tones that down a ton. So a quick summary as far as why I went with hood mounted. 1, it looks pretty dang good. Secondly, it helps reduce the glare from my ditch lights. And third, it's in a good spot. Having it on the roof, I think would be a little bit of an inconvenience and almost wasted space, because on the roof, you can put, bins or a rooftop tent. But here, what are you gonna put on your hood? Not much. So this turns this useless space into usable space, into good, clean energy. Obviously, there's other solar panels on the market, but as far as being the best in the game, Lensun is that. They've been in business for over 20 years. That is a long time, almost as long as I've been alive. Yeah. What that says to me is they're serious about their product and there's a demand for their product, which is a good thing to see. Being a content creator, I see a lot of companies that show up and then they're gone. That's a problem for me, because if I ever need help or support with their product, or I want to buy another piece of their product, where are they? They're gone. Lensun has been here for 20 years and they're not going anywhere. The main reason I said yes to working with Lensun is they are continuously improving their product. If you want a good solar panel, go to the people who know how to do solar panels and only do solar panels. That's Lensun. This solar panel is linked down below with an exclusive 5% discount on the already amazing deals that they have online. Don't miss out. Don't hold off. If you've been on the fence, this is your sign. Get the solar panel. You won't regret it. Since I've installed the solar panel, I've gotten a ton of questions, and I think that's pretty cool. I don't know about you, but whenever someone asks you questions about your truck, it makes you happy. So with this solar panel, I've gotten a ton of attention. It's a good conversation starter and everyone wants to know what it does. Another thing that I'm really addicted to is checking out the application. Whenever I get out on the road, I just like to check the application, see how much it's charging. And I gotta say, it's probably a bad habit, to be honest, but super cool that they have an application so you can see that this thing is actually working and it's not just sitting on your roof collecting dust. I've had it on for about a month now, and I gotta say I'm super happy with it. Since I've had it, it's weird, but it gives you a peace of mind. Whenever I turn on my ditch lights, I feel okay since I know my battery is getting a little bit more juice from this solar panel. Whenever I let the truck sit for like a week, 2 weeks at a time sometimes, I will feel okay knowing that the battery is getting trickle charged. These cars and trucks now have so much technology. So if you let your vehicle sit for like a week, 2 weeks, the battery is constantly being drained by a bunch of checks that the computer is doing, making sure the truck or car is still alive. So with all that going on in the background, I'm glad that the solar panel is just constantly trickle charging the battery, making sure that whenever I get back to the truck, I can turn it on with peace of mind. If you're on the fence, don't be, it's worth it. And to Lensun, thank you for allowing me to work with you guys and sending me out this absolute unit of a solar panel. You guys are the best. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.